Hi, beautiful Cancer. Welcome to New Era. My name is Emma. Cancer, this is your mid-month message, your mid-month messages for the month of April and about a month into the future. So around mid-month, around mid-April until mid-May of 2022. So Cancer, we're going to start with 3 initial cards here and see what we can find for you, and then just go deeper and deeper into the message. And we're starting with the Psychic Tarot for the Heart by John Holland. Sound that I don't... There you go. 3 cards here for Cancer, please. What is going on for you? Choose your battles. Ooh, Cancer. Let's see what that is about. If you feel like you resonate with this reading, then there's going to be an extension that you're so welcome to. Cancer, what is going on for your mid-month messages? There you go. Heal. Number 17, which is the immortality number, and then love abounds. Number 1. So it feels like, okay, we're going to go deeper into these messages and just really clarify what this is about. We're starting with 7 that leads to 17. So it's like the angels are on your side. You have the angels with you. And it's time to really taste your own, like your own creation, whatever you created over a period of time here. It's time for you to enjoy it. Okay, going deeper into this, choose the battles. What can we tell Cancer, please? Ow. Cancer. And there was the male and the female. Breathe. You just need to breathe through this situation. So maybe that's what you feel like. Choose your battles. Like someone is really getting on your nerves and you just need to breathe a little. You need to get into meditation to calm your nerves down, to get more balanced, and to just see clearly this situation. I'm actually getting that I'm going to read out of the book for this one, so I will. Choose your battles. Number 7. Is there someone that's getting on your nerves, Cancer? Bear with me because I don't really know. Nope. And it's not a green border, and it's not... Is it indigo? Nope. What is that then? Purple. Is that purple? Yep. Okay. Choose your battles. Keywords for this card is conviction, resistance, defense, and evaluate. As much as you like all your relationships to be harmonious, this is not always the case. Beliefs and opinions clash, and each person struggles to validate his or her position. Sometimes it's important to take a stand and assert your convictions. However, this attitude may be misread as aggression, and the other person may push back. You then feel the need to justify yourself, and it becomes a cycle of confrontation. No, it becomes a cycle of confronting and defending, which can be exhausting and damaging to the relationship. Are you currently engaged in conflicts with others or even with yourself? If so, it's time to evaluate your situation. If you believe strongly in your position and know that the outcome will serve everyone's highest good, stand your ground. If being the victor is truly not worth the discord, consider letting it go. Don't allow the desire to win prolong a battle that is unnecessary. Don't allow the desire to win. Don't allow the desire to win. Sorry. Don't allow the desire to win prolong the battle prolong a battle that is unnecessary. And that's easier said than done sometimes, right? I think it's Abraham Hicks. Abraham is saying, do you want to be right, or do you want to feel good? And that's a tough one, because it's like, when you know, you know, but it said so in the book as well. Like, okay, when you know that this is the good for you and for the good for the highest of high and for all, then stand your ground. But like, if this is just, it's just not that important, it's not life changing, it's not leading anywhere really, and you sort of see, and it sucks that you have to be the greater person or bigger person here, but it's like, or it's beautiful that you can be the bigger person. I'm gonna it feels a little bit like a confession. It feels like a confession, because if you knew my age, this is nostalgia to me, Cancer. So I just found 4 seasons of Felicity. And if you're too young to understand what Felicity is, like, I grew up on Felicity, and like, I was obsessed with the series of Felicity, and just finding it, and you would think that, like, well, at my age, yeah, I'm sort of not drawn to that anymore. But I think I'm well into the half of the first season, and I just got this beautiful, I'm probably going to butcher it now, but it was like some beautiful sentiment that was said or told in the series. It's on Disney Plus, by the way. It's a little product placement there. It was said something like, if there's like 2 people involved and there's just one person that can't, one of the 2 just can't find love right now, be the one that loves more. And I was like, oh, that's so beautiful. Felicity. And so, yeah, if there's a situation where there's two people involved, perhaps even more people involved in this situation, and the other people clearly cannot find the love right now, you just see that. Be the one that loves more. Can you do that, Cancer? Is that too much to ask? Because sometimes, because we have breathe, we have meditation coming out, so it's like, okay, you need to calm your nervous system down. Like, literally, you need to calm your nervous system down. You need to get your nervous system in order, in balance. And we need to meditate on the situation. And that's where you will find your strength again. And I'm not asking you to deal with the situation where you're just supposed to be the bigger person. You're supposed to be the Buddha, the balancer, if you just can't find it in you to do so. So if you can't find it in you to do so, then go to your meditation and just find that balance in yourself first. And perhaps you just need to drop it for a little bit. I mean, it's such valuable information, I think, that I got from Abraham, that they said, do you want to win, or do you want to feel good? Among the first times that I needed to just think in my brain, like, I don't have to just continue to state my case here, because they clearly don't understand where I'm coming from. They clearly don't want to take my my perspective of the thing. They clearly are not going to drop what they're coming back with. And that was like the first time, which was quite the revolution, to think, okay, do I want to win this? And it even sucks to say, like, it's not about winning. It's about me just getting my point across so that they understand. But it turns into a win and lose game, that no one's winning right now, because no one is hearing the other person. No one gets their point across anyway. So I was like, okay, do I want to win, or do I want to feel good? Because if I can drop this and immediately just go in my head, like, okay, I know what I know. I know the truth of this, and they're doing the best that they can right now in hearing that truth, and apparently they can't. So I'm just going to go someplace in myself right now where it feels better. And to just say, you know what? And not to be sarcastic or anything, like say, you know what? You're probably right. No, you're probably right. You're so right. And then you don't mean that anywhere. You have to mean it everywhere. You know what? You're probably right. And they'll go, what? I thought I was going to argue for this for like another hour. And as you let go, like your end of the tug of war, I've learned, some beautiful person comment in the comment section, dragkamp, I would say. When there's one less person in the tug of war, that's so heavy in terms of like what that means if I translate it from Swedish. Tug of war. I guess that's a war back and forth. Dragkamp is a little bit more like we're just fighting. It's a little bit of a fight over like back and forth in this rope. If I let go of my end, there's no tension. There's no fight. There's no discussion. There's no winning. There's no losing. There's nothing. The energy just sort of goes back to neutral. And if you can do that, like, oh my God, the response energetically is huge. And then you still know that you were right. You just keep that in your heart. And you just know it's about actually giving up. It's actually giving up that they now think that you're on the same page as they are, even though you might not be. And you just allow them to think that. It's okay for them to think that. It's okay for them to believe that. Because if that brought you out of a really messy, heavy energy place, it's all worth it. Don't you think? Answer me, Cancer. So you need to breathe a little bit more. Maybe you need to go into meditation there for a little bit more and just settle there's something about your nervous system. So maybe, when you say things out loud like, they're getting on my nerves. They're getting on my nerves. Like I'm freaking growing I don't know what you're growing because they're behaving this way. It's getting on my nerves. It's literally getting on your nerves. It's getting into your nervous system and you start to have stress symptoms in your body. And so you need to get into meditation and just calm that nervous system down. And then we have a heal. We have healing taking place with I was going to chakras. I was going to say chakras, but that's not what I mean. I was going to say what? Chains. So those chains, we're breaking them. You're stepping into this place where you're sort of untouchable. I can't help but think about my mom and dad who fought a lot. Like they fought a lot. Not right in front of my face, but they fought a lot. And really my dad did not fight. It was my mom who fought with my dad. And he was just the calmest, unshakable person that you could ever have an argument with, which drove her even more nuts. She tried to get him going and for him to just say, okay. Or just quietly, the alarm went off here for some car outside. Interesting. So either like pay close attention to what I'm saying right now, or like there's an alarming situation for you right now. So there's a situation where he then like quietly, like she would go out and slam the door, or she would like make it known that she was so freaking pissed. As my dad would just leave and slowly just close the door, like he wasn't affected at all. And she would like be, oh my God. But it just didn't, I mean, of course it probably reached him on some level, but like it was just so obvious that she could just stand there and flail about and yell and scream all she wanted. And it doesn't really matter if they're calm or if they're loud or if they're yelling. Of course it's better. Of course it's more loving if you have a loving person that's trying to have a like quite productive conversation, rather than have just someone just wanting their opinion to be heard and not interested in anything that the other person is saying, and they're yelling on top of it. That's really annoying. But it doesn't have to do anything with the person that they're yelling at. It doesn't have to do anything with you. As my dad was just standing there and he's like, okay. And then he just went outside and quietly closed the door. And my mom was like, what? So there's something in this power. We have 17 here, which is immortality. And it's like you're breaking the chains. You're not stuck anymore. It's like you're untouchable, and no one really can get under your skin anymore. It's like you're safe. Does that make sense? You're in a vibration where they can't reach you. And therefore you're so powerful, and therefore your chains are like you're free, you're becoming free and immortal. Can we clarify this for Cancer here? The healing card. Put it back. Why? Sometimes I'm so sure of getting the right card, but then apparently I just heard put it back. So if we're supposed to have this card, it's going to come out again. The exact same card. I've done it several times. No, you're not. It was a completely different energy. No place like home. So you have found your... there's this strength to you, Cancer. There's something going on inside of you that you're untouchable, unreachable, unless you want to be touched. Unless you want someone to really like enter your energy field, and unless you want to invite someone, of course do. But there's something to you that like you're resilient. There's nothing that really gets to you. It's like it's just... Okay. I think you've started to understand that it really is like none of your business what anyone else's business is. When you stick to your truth and you just stay in your truth and you stay in your integrity, when you cut the cords to other people's misery and like you understand that whatever they're flailing about is not your problem, and is not for you to defend, it's not for you to clarify, it's not for you to explain, it's not for you to even like to just try to sort out. It's for you to just, okay, you're like a sounding board, or you're just someone that happened to be there for that lashing out, or for their, if there's not a person that you can talk to, that you can get through, that hears your message, that's what's going to set you free. That's what's going to set you home. Because I feel like you probably have, if you have let other people affect you to the point that your nervous system is starting to break down a little bit, you're starting to have that creep in your nervous system, maybe even other things have turned physical, like other things has turned, like you're getting rashes, or you're getting like eczema, or you're getting itchy, that vibration of someone literally getting under your skin. Once you cut the cord with that, and you don't feel so flustered, is that a word? Flustered, and you left yourself basically, because all you have to do is defend yourself, so you're not really there, because once you're there and you're in alignment, you have all the strength and all the power that you need. You'll find home. It's interesting because I don't think that you were even looking for that. I don't think you were looking for home. I don't think the quest was not to feel like, okay, so where's my home? And I don't mean necessarily like in a country or in the state or in a town. I just mean like within yourself. But you're going to come to realize that, oh my goodness, as I return the responsibility where the responsibility belongs, and not take that on, and don't even try to explain or defend or validate or reason even, because that's what you feel. You feel that you understand that this is leading nowhere. As a result, you're breaking the chains and you're becoming free, and that puts you back into like a secure and homely core. And I don't think you expected it to be that. As you just let go and you just let other people do what they're doing and stuck to your own energy. So 50 in the No Place Like Home, we have number 50, which is like overcoming obstacles, overcoming hurdles, overcoming these conflicts has now come full circle. And then love abounds. You know, every person wants to be heard. That's why they argue so strongly. The more we sort of dig our feet in, just make ourselves be heard, and we try harder and harder and louder. We just want to, like, someone else to understand us. You're going to eventually have that feeling, feel understood, because you're willing to come into love. You're willing to feel at home within yourself, and you're willing to put responsibility back where it belongs by saying, you know what, you're probably right. And you think you might have lost a cause, you think you might have lost a rebellious, I don't like this. They need to know where I stand. Do they though? Is it not enough that you know where you stand, and aren't you the creator of your universe? Doesn't matter if they don't even understand. You know, I was listening to, you probably have heard me talk about Matthias, and I've said Matthias De Stefano. I think he's pronouncing his last name Matthias De Stefano. And I heard this interview with him the other day. And I knew this. I knew that, you know, don't talk to people, and you've felt this, Cancer. Don't talk to people that is not ready to hear what you have to say. And you feel that from your inner being. Your inner being is going to say, don't go there. If you say what you're going to say now, it's not going to land well. And you feel it. So just shush, you know. And then sometimes you share it anyway. And sometimes you actually listen to what your intuition told you. But what I heard him say, and it just became very bluntly so true, where he said, you know, his mom has always been with him on his journey. Like she's just supported everything that he's done, while his dad is like, what is he doing? He's just weird. But then he just followed him on this one of his trips. Like they went somewhere, and some weird stuff started, as he expressed it, like some weird stuff started to happen. Whereas his dad just said, what was that? What just happened now? Where he then answers that particular question. Nothing else. I would take that as an opening. Ooh, they're ready to talk anything dimensional, frequency. No, they're not. They had one question, and now we have one answer. We answered just that very thing, and when they're ready, they're going to have another question. And until they ask the other question, don't share anything with them, because as Matthias said, he said, you're actually causing trauma. You're actually causing trauma in their energy field by putting stuff on them that you have come to terms with, that you have come to realization with, perhaps through this, that now you just want to share it with the world because you figured something out, and now you need to share it with everyone. And if you could just told them, they would just figure everything out themselves, and they'd be happy forever and ever. But when you're laying that truth on them and they're not even close to being ready to hear it, you're actually causing trauma in their energy field. And he said, you're doing a bigger disservice to them by sharing something that they're not ready to hear, which they're not until they've asked a question, than they living in denial or living in like not awake state or whatever, and just finding their own pace to the same place. And it sort of takes the pressure off of you, doesn't it? I say you learn that you put your responsibility back where it belongs. Like they need to sort that out, and you also put the responsibility back to where it belongs with you. And your responsibility is to just stay in your own lane, stay in your own integrity, and don't share that with anyone else unless they ask. And you will step into this gorgeousness. Love all around. You're going to start to have conversations from the heart. You're going to see everything from the heart. You're going to understand everything from the heart. And even if they don't, you almost don't see that anymore. You see them as just being on their perfect journey. Because you're coming from the heart now, so you're not judging them anymore. I'm going to move into the extension about this and see what else I can find here for you. This is a very interesting reading here today, I have to say. So if you're interested in that, there's 2 links to that in the description box. Just read about them and see whatever fits you better. You're so welcome there. If not, thank you so much for watching, Cancer. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps me and the channel out a lot. And even a thumbs up if you like what you've seen, you like the content of this. It also helps me to find out what you like about this. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.